right, my story today is from the Marijuana Moment. Schumer says great experiments with marijuana legalization by states have given Americans more freedoms. All right, states have carried out great experiments with marijuana legalization that have given Americans more freedoms, including conservative jurisdictions, Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says. Sorry. As Schumer continues to push for cannabis banking legislation and a legalization bill he recently unveiled, the senator was asked on Wednesday whether there's a policy disconnect between his advocacy for marijuana reform and his call for a crackdown on the nicotine product Zyn. The majority leader didn't directly address the question, but said generally that the bottom line is that there have been great experiments in the states on legalization of marijuana. Crime hasn't gone up, drug addiction hasn't gone up, people have more freedoms, he said. I think overwhelmingly the people support decriminalization. Even in conservative states, it's on the ballot. Look at Ohio, and it wins overwhelmingly, said Schumer. With respect to the Zyn-specific question, Senator John Fetterman criticized Schumer in January over what he views as a double standard with the proposed crackdown, referring to after the majority leader asked federal agencies to investigate the health impacts and marketing of the nicotine pouches that have been popularized on social media that he says appeals to youth. Social media, I like that. He opposes Schumer's position because of it's a matter of freedom and personal choices, drawing parallels to his reasons for supporting marijuana legalization. When I am going to have a decision, I'm going to err on the side of more freedom and personal choices and those kinds of things, Fetterman said, and I made that same argument when I wanted to legalize marijuana. Schumer didn't weigh in on the Zyn aspect of the reporter's question on Wednesday, but he has repeatedly discussed his interest in advancing cannabis policy reform with the remainder of the session. Last week, for example, the senator signaled he's not giving up hope on attaching a marijuana banking bill to the must-pass aviation legislation. But Republican leaders in both chambers represent roadblocks for the reform. Schumer, Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, Senate Cory Booker, and a coalition of other Democratic senators also officially reintroduced the bill to federally legalize marijuana last week. That came one day after the Justice Department announced that it is moving to reschedule cannabis in a historic policy shift. Schumer also said last week that while the Drug Enforcement Administration's decision to propose marijuana rescheduling is a historic step forward, he remains strongly committed to advancing the cannabis banking and legalization legislation this session. Meanwhile, the White House on Wednesday declined to say whether President Joe Biden personally supports the Department of Justice cannabis reclassification plan following the review that he directed. So basically a story of stories here, and I think they just wanted the headline of, Schumer saying marijuana legalization giving American more freedoms. Would love to hear what my fellow correspondents think of this. I mean, is this even news? What do we want to pull out of this piece to talk about, as they did touch on, a couple different bills and pieces they're trying to get passed, as well as, other members in the Congress and where they stand. I don't know if we have to talk about the Zyn thing, but if you guys want to talk about nicotine, I'm here for it. This is Elise McRoberts, the Hashanista for High at 9 News. Giving it back to you guys.
Oh, man, Elise, Adam is holding up his Zyn. He is a big fan of the Zyn.
Shout out Zyn.
Man, shout out Zyn.
Sponsorship from Zyn. Okay, there's some money.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, so you agree that this is just nothing more than gaslighting the public, right, Elise?
Yeah, like when I was trying to pick a story today and looking at this, I was reading it and I reread it 3 times going, what's the story? What are we even talking about? It's kind of just, cherry picking old news and repackaging it for us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, I feel it's just more than the same. He's just trying to get that headline in, trying to make something sound cooler than it really is. And really, they're not doing anything. No thoughts, huh? Nothing, Stone?
No, not really.
All right.
I like the historic. What is it? The historic decriminalization, kick the can down the road plan that we got going on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look at that. No thoughts on this, Tony? I already know your thoughts on Schumer.
I'm gonna get a pair of those librarian glasses.
I think that this is a case of what I just said earlier. People, they're picking it. There's a turn. It's your turn to be the bad guy. You just had to show the other day where you said it would take literally like 8 years for them to reschedule it under what Biden's directed or whatever the case may be. And even knowing that all it takes is for our legislative branch to go in, they already have all the data. They've already cleared over $20 billion. The beginning of the show, we talked about that. They already know the effects. They already know how we could go. They don't care. There is constant money even in confusion, because so as long as they can allow certain people to eat off of it in certain ways, and they can still allow it to be criminalized so they can make money off of it through the criminal justice system, everybody's going to win. I just don't see this getting fixed this way, you guys. I don't have no faith in none of these people.
I feel you.
I'm all out of carrots, or I would have gotten one.
You're all out of carrots?
My guy.
You know. All right. You ready to roll in?
You got your carrot today? You gonna dangle that? You gonna dangle that carrot?
No, I got
yeah.
a little orange pen.
Oh, little orange pen. Look at that. You ready, Rico?
Oh my God.